You were born in a small European village in 1896. Life was simple. Your family was poor, but there was peace. You grew up playing in the fields, helping your father on the farm. An ordinary, quiet life. Then came 1914. You were 18, one summer day. News arrived. Archduke Franz Ferdinand had been assassinated. There was talk of tension, threats, but you didn't understand. Politics didn't interest you. Suddenly, war was declared. Everyone cheered, waved flags, shouting, "We'll win in 2 months." They called it the Great War. Young men volunteered with excitement. Your neighbors asked, "Why haven't you volunteered?" Your mother looked at you with pride. Be a man, defend your homeland. All your friends were gone. If you didn't join, they'd call you a coward. So you went. You signed your name, and just like that, you were a soldier. Your mother cried with joy, your father shook your hand with pride, and your little sister looked at you like a hero. If only you knew what was waiting, you would have run right then. A week later, you were at a training camp. Hundreds of young men, just like you, laughing about glory. You thought war was a storybook adventure. The reality was different. They gave you a coarse, heavy uniform that itched your skin. The boots hurt your feet. A heavy rifle was thrust into your hands. An officer screamed, "You are like cattle." Do you want to die on the first day? Training was brutal. You ran until you vomited, crawled in mud, learned to shoot, stab with a bayonet, and dig trenches. Every day was exhaustion and punishment. One day, you were 2 minutes late. The officer made you run 10 laps around the camp with your rifle over your head. You learned quickly, the army doesn't care about you. You are just a number. If you die, they'll bring another. After 2 months, they announced, tomorrow you go to the front. That night, no one slept. Some prayed, some wrote letters, some cried. The train journey was long, filled with the smell of sweat and fear. Outside the window, quiet villages gave way to scorched earth and destroyed houses. When you arrived, the noise started, distant explosions, gunfire, screaming. The ground shook. You marched toward the trenches. You saw a medical cart piled with corpses, some without limbs, charred beyond recognition. You felt sick. An officer laughed. Get used to it, kid. You'll see worse. The trench smelled of mud, gunpowder, blood, and death. It was a deep hole. The ground a sea of mud and water. Giant rats, unafraid of humans, scurried over you as you tried to sleep. Another soldier looked at you. How old are you? 18, you replied. He shook his head. Still young. You won't last long. The food was terrible, bread hard as stone, canned meat that tasted like metal, and murky water. Lice invaded your body. Diseases were rampant. Men got trench foot from standing in the cold water. Their feet would swell, rot, and turn black. Amputation was common. Then came the gas. The whistle blew. Gas, gas. You fumbled with your mask, your hands shaking. You saw a soldier who couldn't get his on in time. He fell, convulsing, coughing up blood, suffocating slowly before your eyes. He was your friend, an hour ago. You were talking, now he was gone. After 2 weeks, the order came. Tomorrow, we attack. Attack meant leaving the trench, running toward machine guns. That night, you wrote to your mother, I am fine, don't worry. You lied. At dawn, the whistle blew. Attack. You climbed out. Hundreds of you ran. Machine guns opened fire. Men dropped like flies. A shell threw you to the ground. You got up and ran again. You reached the barbed wire, tore yourself free, and jumped into the enemy trench. A soldier stood before you. You paused for a second, then you stabbed him. It was the first time you had killed a man. You felt nothing but nausea and terror. The attack. failed, you retreated. Of 100 men, only 60 returned. You lost 40 men for nothing. Days turned into a blur of attacks, shelling, and death. You began to change. Nightmares haunted you. Sudden noises made you jump. They called it shell shock. Your mind was breaking. The officers called you cowards. Winter came, a frozen hell. Men froze to death in their sleep. 4 years passed. 1914 to 1918. 4 years in hell. Most of your friends were dead. You were 22, but you looked 50. Your hair was graying, your face scarred. You were dead inside. Then the news, armistice. The war is over. You felt nothing, just emptiness. The journey home was through a broken world. Your mother hugged you, but you felt cold. Your father called you a hero, but you felt like a fraud. Your little sister was afraid of you. You tried to return to normal life, but you couldn't. You were still in the trench. You survived World War I, but a part of you died there in the mud. That part would never return, and you had no idea that World War II was just around the corner. But for now, rest. You've suffered enough. Thank you for watching.